Is so divided now that we can't even all agree that racism is evil and unacceptable. Republican strategist Rick Wilson, the author of the upcoming book Everything Trump Touches Dies, and conservative commentator Carrie Sheffield. So good to have you on. So Roseanne Barr is tweeting now, guys. I understood she tweeted something about me, retweeted, and then deleted it. But it's not Roseanne. It's just Don Lemon. It's not Don Lemon CNN. It's not the parody account. Just at Don Lemon. Okay, but she deleted it. Here's what she said. She said, "Don't feel sorry for me, guys. I just want to apologize to the hundreds of people and wonderful writers, all liberal and talented actors who lost their jobs on my show due to my stupid tweet. I will be on Joe Rogan's podcast on Friday." Rick, what do you say? Own your own stuff, right?
You know, everybody needs to own their own stuff, but you know, Roseanne also needs to understand that old rule about holes and digging universally applies, and she probably at this point ought to just take a deep breath and step back from the Twitter for a little while. This is not going to help her. It's not going to help those folks, and it really needs. I think, frankly, we need a sort of national breather on this particular story because it's just a remarkable moment where we're actually arguing whether something was racist and anti-Semitic. That this is in that post-fact era we seem to find ourselves in. When it is, let's call it out. It doesn't behoove anybody, liberal or conservative, to pretend it's not real.
Thank you.
When it's real.
I agree with that. And by the way, just so you're not confused, she deleted the tweet about me, not the one that I just read. It's still there?
Okay.
Is there a retweet there?
She's watching.
Okay, apparently it's still up. But anyways, it doesn't matter. Thanks for watching, Roseanne. What do you say?
So I agree that, yes, this was a racist statement and it's important, and I'm glad she's apologized. I will say that nobody is irredeemable, no matter what Hillary Clinton says. Roseanne is redeemable. Jay-Z, when he said... Because what Hillary Clinton said was that Trump...
What does this have to do with Hillary Clinton?
Has to do with the fact that...
We're talking about Roseanne.
Absolutely.
What does this have to do with Hillary Clinton?
It has to do with the fact that there is, in this situation with ABC, selective moral outrage, cherry-picked virtue signaling. I will point out that at ABC News...
Did you just hear what Rick said? I'm sorry, Carrie.
No.
I'm sorry with I don't want the whataboutism. Can we stick to what's happening now? And Hillary Clinton is not president. Okay, Donald Trump is president.
Sure.
Hillary Clinton is not president. I know in an alternative universe that Hillary Clinton is president.
You would like that?
This said, no, I would not like that. You're assuming something about me that's not necessarily so. You're proving Rick's point.
Okay.
And this has nothing to do with Hillary Clinton. It has nothing to do with who I hope would be president. There's nothing about that. So can we stop with the whataboutism and talk about what's happening now? This is about Roseanne Barr.
This is about ABC News and the fact that Joy Behar still has a job and Roseanne Barr does not.
It's not about Joy Behar.
It is absolutely.
Stop, please.
Don, do you think that Christianity is a mental illness?
I don't want to give disinformation to my viewers.
Do you think that Christianity is a mental illness?
To the viewers. That this is not about Joy Behar.
It's about ABC News.
If you can stick with
it's about
Joy Behar
behavior
please,
by
if you can
ABC
stick with,
News.
excuse me, if you can stick with what we're talking about, Roseanne Barr, then fine. If not, I'm not continuing this. I'm not going down this line about whataboutism. It's ridiculous.
You've had people on, Cornel West was just on, and what he said...
Cornel West was on another program, but go on.
He was on CNN, and what he said was that with Roseanne, and I agree with Cornel West, what he said about her in this case, where he said, we need to love the sinner and hate the sin. And so when I say that Roseanne is redeemable, I am contradicting something that was said earlier.
And
I am saying
you can say that about any. You don't have to bring Hillary Clinton in to do that. You can say even the Bible says that.
But I can say
God
that about.
Says that. I'm sure your mom told you that. You don't know why must you bring Hillary Clinton up?
I can bring it up. I can bring up Jay-Z. Jay-Z has said foul, vulgar, disgusting things about women, but Jay-Z is redeemable.
What does Jay-Z have to do with it?
President Trump mentioned Jay-Z.
What does Jay-Z have to do with it?
He mentioned that this evening. We're talking about news. President Trump mentioned Jay-Z this evening, and we know that Jay-Z has said foul and misogynistic things about women.
Up Jay-Z when this is
because it's a double standard.
Talk about. Okay, so fine. All right, listen. Hold on.
This is the fact that conservatives have been shut out of Hollywood.
So you think everyone? Hold on.
Madonna threatening to blow up the White House.
Everyone should be treated equally when it comes to who should have a job and who shouldn't when they say things that are untoward.
So
that are okay. Does that mean for the president of the United States as well?
I think.
Do you think the president of the United States should lose his job for saying racist things? Do you think the president of the United States should lose his job for saying For being a womanizer?
I think
for saying misogynistic things?
Everyone is redeemable, including
Okay.
the president, including you, including Madonna when
ahead,
she
Rick.
says she wants to blow up the White House, including everything that on HBO.
Go ahead,
when,
Rick.
Sure.
All right, let's, please. Let's, we
Carrie-
want to
Carrie-
educate our
Carrie.
viewers. We don't want to.
You guys,
Lower the thing.
you know, Carrie and I in many ways are on the same side of the ideological fence, but honestly, as a conservative, Carrie, I beseech you, look at this problem for what it is. Let's have a conversation about the actual issue, not the ancillary issues, not the whataboutism issues. This is something we have to face directly. If you want to have ABC
Absolutely.
be accountable for other people, that's a separate discussion, and that's a separate matter. What we have right now
No,
is a
Rick,
person
how
who behaved
are
in a
you
way
trying to separate
that
it?
went
You
way
can't
past.
separate it.
Carrie,
This
wait
is
just one
decades of
second.
Hollywood
This is a person who went way
excusing
past the
Bill
boundary
Maher
levels.
for using the N-word.
and way past
Bill Maher
the-
uses the
way
N-word.
When
past
Bill
the
Maher
levels,
did that, we talked about it on
Carrie.
the show. Okay, so now we're talking about
We
Roseanne.
have
Go
a
ahead, Rick.
situation right now where you have a person who's in the very center of this political debate, and the questions we're answering right now are about Roseanne and about these tweets and about what happened. And I think it's a very legitimate question to ask for accountability broadly
Sure.
among institutions. However,
Absolutely.
in this case, we're talking about Roseanne. We're talking about what happened here and the character and nature of it here. And if you find yourself lured into this argument that what about Hillary, what about Barack, what about Jay-Z, you're not answering the real question. And that diminishes the impact of the moral answer you have to have when people display anti-Semitism and outright racism in this country. You have to do that. And as a conservative, that's how I approach it. Not because I'm some liberal social justice warrior, but because I think racism is an abhorrent, disgusting, horrifying practice. And when we see
As
it,
do I.
we have to call it. When we see it, we have to
Absolutely.
hammer it down. We have to spray it like a cockroach. We have to stomp it out. And I'm sorry,
I
but
agree,
just
Rick.
trying to throw up the chaff and the flack on this other stuff, it's just not where we need to go as conservatives, Carrie.
You can't just
I beseech
sweep that
you to
other
just
stuff
own
under the
this
rug,
problem.
Rick. I agree with everything you said.
Carrie,
Racism is disgusting.
I
but you
just
know
said
what else is
let's hold
disgusting?
institutions
It's
accountable.
disgusting
But what you're
when
trying
Bill
to do
Maher
here is
says
throw up
that
this chaff
women
and say, oh,
should
we
be
can't talk about this because we have to
objectified
talk about
and
Jay-Z.
It's the fact that
Okay,
Hollywood
look, all right,
is
hey.
90%
All right,
liberal,
I'm-
and conservatives have been shut out of that town and
Okay,
mocked
produce
and
better,
demonized.
produce better
and
content.
you are normalizing
Produce
the
better
fact that
content. Be
Hollywood
in the
has
marketplace
double
and win.
standards and
We
cherry-pick
can't
virtues.
fix it.
Talking point
we can't
number
fix it by just
87.
pretending that it's Hillary.
Talking point number 87, number 89, whatever. We still haven't talked about it.
Eminem
It's
can insult the president, and yet he also is misogynistic, and
All
he's
right.
applauded by Hollywood.